Personological perspectives are perspectives on personality that are focusing on a person's life story, their own history, who you are. And this takes a quite different approach from trait theorists. Trait theorists kind of look at how we share various characteristics, understanding how we differ on those characteristics, rather than how we differ as people. Personological perspectives are looking at the unique experiences of each person. So if you want to study personality, study the whole person. Henry Murray was a pioneer in this particular perspective. He looked at, again, the study of the whole person. He looked at the various needs that we have. Motives, again, that they're underlying motives. They're kind of unconscious, much like what Freud would say. And they might be assessed through something called the thematic apperception test, which kind of shows you a series of pictures, and you kind of tell a story about each picture. And how you tell your story gives an indication of who you are as a person, what your needs are. Murray focused on your needs, let's say like need for achievement or need for intimacy, need for affiliation, need for power. And these are tested through the thematic apperception test. The idea is that these needs would be revealed when you, in your responses. So bottom line is, if we're thinking about a person and a person's personality, what is guiding that person? What is the need? What are the needs behind what that person is doing? It's goal directed. So the idea being, it's not just like you have this trait or you have that trait. It's that what are you trying to accomplish? What needs are you trying to serve? Personality is a popular way of dealing with individuals and trying to study what makes an individual, let's say like Hitler here. How did this person develop? How did this person become who he was? And how do serial killers, what is going on with them? Why are they doing this? Understanding people from that perspective, a personality, measuring people on the 5-factor model is not going to answer those questions. But perhaps interviewing and trying to find out what might be going on within a person. So perhaps interviewing someone on death row, finding out what their thought processes were when they were engaging in their behavior and that kind of thing. The life story approach, again, it's another area of the personological perspective. Dan McAdams. The idea is that we can tell stories about our lives, and that essentially is our identity. And so you think about it, we have a story for our own lives, and it tells us who we are. Again, it's not just a collection of traits that we have. And so McAdams talked about a need for intimacy, a need to be close to someone and, have that connection with somebody else. Psychobiography, you could be applying a personality theory to one person's life. So studying a person's life, a biography, using personality theory. So with the life story approach, you're getting a really detailed record of an individual's existence. You're really getting a good idea from that one person's point of view. On the other hand, it's very difficult to be able to get a detailed analysis of someone's personality. You'd have to have interviewed that person for a very long time. Furthermore, you're not going to be able to make comparisons between your one person and others. It involves you're coding different responses and analyzing how people are responding. It's a very time-consuming process. Also, the person doing the interviewing might be biased and me looking for certain things that the person is saying and ignoring other things. And you certainly can't generalize it. You can't say when you did your long interview with Joseph whether or not you can compare Joseph to Mark, and because you just interviewed Joseph, interviewing then Mark, you get a kind of a totally different thing. You really can't compare Joseph and Mark. You're getting two totally different things. So it's hard to be able to generalize from the population just from interviewing one person.